once-in-a-lifetime event in the lives of couples. And of course, to many, it's their dream come true. Usually, it takes about 6 to 24 months to plan the dream wedding. Of course, lots of money. At the same time, the couple's blood, sweat, and tears. So today in my vlog, I will be sharing with you wedding guest etiquette. So for my first tip, it is very important that you respond to an RSVP. Here in the Philippines, it hasn't been really embedded in our culture to RSVP, but it's very important. Why? Because each and every seat in a wedding is actually paid for. Imagine, right now I'm at the Manila Hotel, and based on my assumption, I think per seat, it costs about 1,500 to 2,500 pesos. Imagine that amount of money being wasted just because you weren't able to let the couple know that you will be going or not. Next, it's also important that if you say that you will only be bringing a +1, make sure it's really a +1. Sometimes we have wedding guests who bring a +2, a +3, or worse, a +4. So again, if you compute that, that's like 2,500 pesos times 4 additional guests. And who would have to pay for that? Well, it will be the newlyweds. Since weddings are obviously a special occasion, you have to make sure that you really look special. Would it be special if you're wearing rubber shoes? If you're wearing jeans? There's nothing special about that, right? Because it's your everyday wear. So my suggestion is take a look at the wedding invitation, because on the wedding invitation it's usually indicated if it's a semi-formal event or a formal event. Also, you don't really have to worry too much about the motive. Let's say for this wedding, it's green and gray, yet I'm wearing pink. But remember, always double check with the couple, because there are some couples who actually prefer you to be dressed according to the motive of the event. But in general, you really don't have to, because you don't want to look like a member of the entourage. There's a reason why they are standing out. So just make sure that you double check with the couple. Also, just a friendly reminder to all ladies out there, do not wear white. Only the bride has the right to wear white. And for those of you who are feeling sexier when you're wearing black, well, just double check with the couple as well, because we have couples who are superstitious and they believe that, you know, it's better to have occasions without any lady wearing black. So again, always remember to dress appropriately. It's very important that you arrive on time, not on the reception, but on the ceremony. People are usually on time on the reception, but actually the first part of the wedding day is always the ceremony. And it would mean a lot to the newlyweds if you arrive just before the ceremony starts. So it would be a distraction if we have guests coming in late right in the middle of the ceremony. Not only a distraction for the priest, not only a distraction for the guest, but even for the newlyweds. Do not block the photographers and the videographers. Now that we are living in a digital age, many of our guests have an agenda to take as many photos and videos as possible. And that's more than okay. That's actually better. But just make sure that we are not blocking our dear photographers and videographers, because their main goal is to immortalize all the memories of the wedding day. And imagine, the newlyweds have paid, what, 30,000 minimum? 100,000, 200,000, or even 300,000 to have these professionals cover their wedding day. So make sure you do not block them. An example would be, let's say during the bridal march, we have lots of cell phones blocking the bride, some guests who will situate themselves along the red carpet or the aisle. Make sure you never do that. So again, take as many photos and videos as you want, but do not block our photographers and videographers. reception venue, don't forget to proceed to the registration area, because there we will have our coordinators to let you know your table assignment and if it applies your seating arrangement. So it's important that you register not only for that purpose, but also for the coordinators to get to have the final head count. Final head count will determine if the number of guests has exceeded the number of reserved seats. Thus, the couple would have to pay for that, or if we still have room for other guests. And who will that other guests be? Sometimes it would be the suppliers. Make sure that you already have accepted the fact that if you're going to be attending a wedding, it will be eating up 7 to 9 hours of your time. So to those of you who get angry when they are hungry, make sure that you bring snacks that you can nibble on, drinks, because we cannot expect the newlyweds or the couple to feed us all throughout the event. Also, for those of you who really have a bad temper, try to control it as much as possible. Don't release your anger, frustration, or disappointment to wedding suppliers who are just simply doing their job. Most of the time, it's the wedding coordinators, the hosts, the photographers who are dealing with, let me call it, monster guests. So just have in mind that we are just simply doing our job, and as much as we would like to do what you're asking us to do, our boss would be the newlyweds. So make sure that you control your temper and just simply have fun. Look at the photo booth behind me. Have your photo taken. Enjoy. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and it's a celebration of love. So chill and just simply have fun. Is to make sure that all plans for the wedding reception program are executed correctly and as perfect as possible. And throughout the program, we will be providing instructions that hopefully wedding guests would be listening to. For example, dinner time. Sometimes when we announce that it's dinner time, all the guests or some of the guests will go rushing to the buffet stations and have their dinner, despite the host saying, or requesting rather, for the guests to come up on stage and have their photo taken first with the newlyweds. That's actually a strategy for us to make sure that you will not be spending lots of time falling in line. Instead of you having to fall in line for 20-30 minutes, you're just gonna sit back, relax, and wait for your turn. Many of our guests just wait for dinner time, and they think that after dinner time, the program's over. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, after dinner time, the program will still be running for about 30 to 60 minutes. So just stay a little bit longer. Why? Because the couple has prepared a lot of things, a lot of surprises for all their friends and family. And it actually saddens them that by the time they deliver their thank you message, majority of the guests are already gone. So just again, sit back, relax, enjoy the food, enjoy the program, and stay until the end. Again, there are many surprises that await you, and that's gonna be the best way for you to make the couple feel important. Pick the right timing to approach them. When's the best time to do that? Dinner time? Cocktails if you bump into them, but usually you won't, and after the program. That's why we always encourage the guests to stay until the end, because the actual break time for the program itself is just about 30 to 45 minutes, and that's the time when you would be eating. Now, it's very inappropriate to cut off the program, cut off the host, just to be able to have your photo taken with the newlyweds just because you're about to go home. So my suggestion is just simply stay until the end, say your goodbyes when the program is over, hand your monetary gifts probably during dinner time. And most important of all, do not ever approach the newlyweds when we turn the lights off and we play the same day edited video, because that's actually one of the highlights of the wedding itself, and the newlyweds are looking forward to seeing everything that has happened on their wedding day. So again, let's not make weddings about ourselves, but about the newlyweds. I hope you have learned something from my vlog. Again, my name is Karen Angara, the energetic host, and I'll see you again on my next vlog.